It's time for SideScrollers from ScrewAttack with your hosts, Stuttering Craig.
Die.
Chad.
I'm not having any fun. The plot's gone all to hell, and any second now, the outro's probably gonna come in and cut us off from whatever we're.
And Professional Jared.
I hope your pretty little hands aren't tired, because you're gonna make me a coat hanger.
And now, broadcasting from the World ScrewAttack headquarters in Dallas, Texas, it's the SideScrollers.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Professional Jared.
Gearing up for E3, it's going to be an extravagant week of video game news and all sorts of chicanery.
What? Chicanery? Shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
That's the word.
Chicanery?
Shenanigans and...
I know you're trying to combine two words, but I don't know what the second word is.
Listen, this is the most entertaining 30 to 45 minutes of video game week. It is SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com.
Chicanery.
We're into it. All right, here we go.
Now we have the title for this week's SideScrollers.
That's
Like
right.
Sean
Chicanery.
Connery shenanigans. Chicanery.
It's amazing. So hey, how are you this week? Awesome to hear. We've been getting lots of pictures from you guys, and we can't wait to go over those a little bit later on. One girl covered her boob with a Dreamcast. Stick around for that. But right now,
It's actually off to the side.
oh, it was off to the side. Never mind. Don't stick around for that. You can just shut the video off right now. All right. So man, oh man, do we have a big show for you this week? As this week it is our last show until after E3.
Yep.
Next week there will be no SideScrollers because we're going to be going crazy at E3 and delivering all sorts of fun video coverage and stuff on ScrewAttack.com. So yes. Also, after E3, man, oh man, we can't do this on YouTube, so all YouTube viewers, you got to go to ScrewAttack to see this because there's a little thing called copyright, and we got to make sure that we do this properly on ScrewAttack. We are having Cartoon Week
Oh, yeah.
on ScrewAttack.com after the E3 coverage to kind of give you a break from all the video game news. I'm sure there'll be some stuff that go up on the site, but for the most part, we're going to be watching cartoons and enjoying them, doing commentaries on them. It's going to be so much fun. Five cartoons, one a cartoon every day. It's gonna be so good. So, hey, if you haven't gone to the site this week, you'll be able to check out a Death Battle Q&A. I know that that interests all you YouTube folks, all you who are into the Death Battle scene.
Yep.
Boomstick and Wiz sit down and answer some of the most requested questions of this past week. You're a friend of Boomstick. What was his thoughts on that?
It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
He had to kind of hide his face, so I couldn't use it, but it's pretty entertaining.
You can check that out. Also, we have a review of Boobfest 2011, DOA Dimensions, which is apparently so bad it's been banned in some countries. So
Well, that's because I think they're underage.
whatever.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, we have Jared and Brian have got their sketch comedy minds come together, and they're going to be doing something on LA Noire. It's going to be hilarious. I've been promised that.
Now you see Jared's face, and now it has to happen.
Yep. Gonna be done.
And speaking of Jared, we have a reboot or retro on Blaster Master that finally went up.
As promised.
Indeed. So, all right. So, as you can tell, lots of good stuff going on the site this week. But right now, it's time for my favorite segment. Your favorite segment. Everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
All the day's news from this past week. It's time for
Okay, as always on Hard News, we're going to take some of the bigger news stories from the last week and talk about them this week. First off, hey, do you guys like the Ghost Recon games at all?
They're okay.
I like the first one, and then I was like,
Yeah.
Well, how about a free Ghost Recon game?
What?
That's
for
right.
free.
Ubisoft has announced Ghost Recon Online, which is going to be a free-to-play Ghost Recon game, purely online, purely multiplayer. You don't have to pay a dime, but it's part of the freemium service, if you will, where if you want to pay money, you can to get like better guns or face paint or exclusive attachments and things like that. But aside from that, if you don't want to pay anything, you don't have to.
Nothing wrong with that.
Have you guys ever really played like a free-to-play game, or is something like Ghost Recon would make you want to check it out if it is completely free?
I would be interested in checking it out if it was free. I mean, what's wrong with free? And I have no problem with that system either. Like, if people really want to support it, then why not, right?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The only downside is that I could see it getting really unbalanced. If like the paid guns are like way better, then there's like almost no purpose to playing it free.
Well,
Sure.
it's going to be up to them to make sure that doesn't happen then.
Yeah.
But from the trailers and whatnot, that actually looks pretty good. And it's going to be on PC only. So Craig, sorry.
Yeah. I'm back here.
Yeah, but it actually looked like a game that I would want to play. And like I've done other free-to-play games before, like even America's Army. That came out in like the early 2000s. That was a really good free shooter.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Gun? It was this like
Yeah.
Korean,
Yes.
not Gun for
Yeah,
360.
I know exactly what you're
It was
talking
this it's this like Korean awesome like shooter game. It was third person and you could use like swords or guns and the whole thing was like you could just like dive
You're
everywhere.
doing like Matrix stuff and flipping off
like
the
run off the
walls.
walls and like flip sideways and then be shooting and stuff. Dude, that was so much fun.
I did not play that. I played the old Western gun on the, whatever.
That one's all right. Anyway, Ghost Recon Online is going to be launching in the second half of 2011, so probably sometime after summer. But this summer, they are doing an open beta, so you can actually go to GhostReconOnline.com and sign up with your email address to get into the beta and check out the game beforehand.
That's cool.
Now, as cool as this is, we haven't heard a word about Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 3 since last E3. The one game actually people were interested in playing. So I don't know if they really abandoned that whole thing. I'd
Maybe they
imagine
turned it
not.
into this.
I would hope not. Because Warfighter 3 still looked pretty good on its own.
Question.
Yeah.
The Ghost Recon series is based around, recon and stealth, correct?
Sure.
I mean, it's Ghost Recon. Like I said, I
Tom
haven't
Clancy's shooter.
I haven't
Yeah.
spent a whole lot of time on it, right?
They call it Ghost Recon, but really it's just future soldiers shooting stuff.
Okay.
Not
okay.
always stealth-based like
Okay.
Splinter Cell, no.
Okay, so it's not. Okay, so I was wondering how they could incorporate like a stealthy multiplayer type thing.
Yeah,
into
no, it's more of a COD style.
It's a third-person shooter.
Okay, see, a lot of people don't realize that there's so many games that come out, and people like look at us as these authorities and everything video games. And yeah, we know a lot about video games, but you can't keep track of everything. And that's one of the series that I didn't keep track of. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
And honestly, Ghost Recon's not a game that I really got into either. Actually, the one Tom Clancy game that I really want to come back is the Rainbow Six Vegas games, or just Rainbow Six in general, because Vegas was awesome.
The last one was Vegas 2, right?
Yeah, back in 2008.
Yeah, I remember.
Is it really?
testifying
Yeah.
on that.
That seems like it came out.
love
just like
that
a year
game.
ago.
I know.
Anyway,
All right, what else?
Next story. Hey,
Hey, what?
PSP games are coming to the PlayStation 3.
PSP games
Sweet.
are coming to the PlayStation.
I want you to think
3.
about that. Sony's
All right.
announced that they're going to be doing a series of PSP games for the PlayStation 3 called PSP HD Series Original,
Okay.
where a select PSP games are going to be ported onto the PlayStation 3, redone with HD graphics, and better functionality using the PlayStation 3 controllers, mainly the second analog stick, and possibly some exclusive content. Now, they already confirmed for sure that Monster Hunter Portable 3rd is going to be on there, which excites me because I'm a big fan of the Monster Hunter series. Is there any other games that you guys would want to see from the PSP onto PlayStation 3? Because like PSP's got some good games, but because it's on a handheld, I think a lot of people have really overlooked them.
Well, that's what's funny. It's like, shit, why isn't this stuff selling? Oh, it's since we put it on the PSP. Like you made the console so that it could be the games portable, and now you're making the portable games back onto the console because it's not selling.
Which
Like,
actually, that's funny you mentioned that because they did something like this similar when they started porting PSP games to PlayStation 2, like
Yeah.
Secret Agent Clank or the Silent Hill Homecoming. Not Homecoming, I'm sorry. Dang it. Yeah, I lost it. They had a Silent Hill game on PSP and they brought it over onto PlayStation 2. So they already ported it onto PlayStation 2, now they're doing it on PlayStation 3. Why bother having a PSP?
yeah, it really
Agreed.
defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
My first thought after looking at a quick glance, it's always hard to answer those things off the cuff. I think the God of War.
Yeah.
God of War
Yeah.
Unchained. Maybe even something like Loco Roco was really fun. I enjoy Loco Roco. So
Darkstalkers. That was the
Darkstalkers
most
PSP
recent
the
Darkstalkers
launch
game.
title?
Yeah, the launch title. Dude, I bought it at launch when I bought my PSP because I was a big Darkstalkers fan, of course. But
what about the Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually going to be the one I was going to throw out. The Peace
card
Walker.
game?
Peace Walker was really, really good. Portable Ops was all right. Acid could suck my balls.
yep.
All right.
But Peace Walker was really good, and actually they're saying Peace Walker is like the next in line to be made for the PlayStation 3. I haven't confirmed that yet, but that's one I would like to see, especially with the co-op aspect. I also think the Final Fantasy Dissidia games
yeah.
would really work well on that, just because it's such a very flashy graphical game that
Right.
you really don't get all of it on the PSP.
No, should they just make the last one that you reviewed
Yep.
because it's all the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
just make one of them. Okay, cool. What else?
Pretty much that. All right. Next story. Do you guys play any of the newer Ninja Gaiden games from like when they first rebooted the series on Xbox, PS3?
A little bit. I played a little bit of them. Not a whole heck of a lot. It seemed. I know people drool over them because they're crazy, violent, and crazy, fast-paced and such.
And hard as fuck.
Yep.
And hard. I don't know. I just never really super got into them.
Are you intrigued by Ninja Gaiden 3 at all, then?
Yes.
It has 2-player, doesn't it?
Well, that's one of the bigger things about it. They got the first details of Ninja Gaiden 3 out. First off, it is going to be super bloody. Second, it is going to be super difficult. They said they're not going to change that. The biggest thing that I saw is that they're talking about putting competitive and cooperative modes in there for up to 8 players, probably for the competitive.
What?
No details on what the co-op mode could be or what the competitive modes could be.
They probably just like throw you in a dojo and just send a bunch of fucking ninjas at you.
Yeah.
You have to survive.
Well, how would a game like Ninja Gaiden benefit from co-op?
I don't know about co-op, but I could totally see multiplayer.
Multiplayer?
Yes, I could. Think about this.
Just the competitive stuff?
Yeah, think about this. If you put 8 ninjas out in the forest, eight ninjas in a forest, and there's no like respawning. It's just like, you know, you have to use your ninja skills, your teleport, your generic ninja skills and things like your speed, your quickness, your ability to climb up trees, and then you come down and you know whack them, slice them in half, and things like that. I think like it could be pretty neat.
The thing about that though is Ninja Gaiden quickly gets into let me get really overpowered weapons and just like slaughter everything.
Well, sure.
So like that could be really cool though, but I actually think co-op would work pretty well, but not like if it's more than 2. Like I think if it was 2-player co-op, it could actually be really awesome because they're Team Ninja's pretty good with their story, and excluding Metroid Other. And
I disagree on that. Just that they're good on their story, because the last Ninja Gaiden I played was about Ryu Hayabusa's dad, Joe Hayabusa.
Well,
Yup.
So
Anyway.
I don't know. I really think that this ninja thing could be cool, and if they were to go a multiplayer route on that way, and you know, obviously it's up to them to balance the game, of course. But I do think that it's something that could totally work from a. I mean, what's cooler than ninjas fighting? Ninja Gaiden 1 opens up with a ninja fight. Come on, let's turn it into to make that a multiplayer.
I'm always a sucker for cooperative games, though, so I'm kind of intrigued, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the newer Ninja Gaidens. But finally, the last tidbit is that there may or may not be PlayStation Move support.
no.
So let's get the stink faces on. There it is. Yep, yeah, Craig. Stink it up. And it's like Ninja Gaiden, so you know it's just gonna like boil down to like
Yeah.
Yup.
Sorry.
That's hard news.
There you go. All right, good job, Jared.
Thanks.
All right, so as you know, next week is the big show throughout the video game world. It's called the Electronic Entertainment Expo, otherwise known as E3. This will be our 5th or 6th year going. We've been going since 2006, so I guess that'd be 5th
It'll be
year.
my first.
Yeah, actually, I realized I'm going to be going with a bunch of noobs this year. You and Brian will be going for the first time, which will be fun, and you guys will be all like, woo! And it is really fun and exciting. So
I won't be woo, I'll be serious professional business.
yeah,
Hard-hitting questions.
that's right. It's going to be good, because that's what the viewers want
Until
to
you
see.
see a game you're excited about.
Then you go
Yeah.
everywhere. But anyway,
Until
so
I get a boner.
next week is the E3 Expo, so we figured now would be a good time to do our E3 hardcore preview. Go!
Right.
Yeah.
Starting off, I would say this E3, all eyes are on Nintendo. I mean, they pretty much said they're going to be showing off their new hardware. That's already confirmed.
Right.
Now, I'm going to throw all these questions out to you guys. What do they need to say, what they have to say about Cafe or the games in order to like maintain your interest in it or even make you want to buy it so it's not just an HD Wii?
Dude, I'm keeping my mind totally open. I'm just completely open, and I just want to see what they have. I'm not going to expect anything, from the console. Like, I'm not going to be like, this needs to be hardcore or anything like that. For this, I'm just going to keep my mind totally open and just see what they give me.
Blank slate. Great.
Exactly.
I will keep my
It's like-
mind totally open as well, but I'll have the mindset of I also own a 360 and we have a PS3 at the office, because whatever they offer has to be better than that. If people go, it has graphics like a PS3, oh, that's great. The PS3 came out 5 years ago. It needs to be that much better.
I agree. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be like on par on 360 PS3 graphical powers, maybe a little bit above it, but it can't just be an incremental increase beyond that. It needs to be
it
something
should be.
much better than that. Otherwise, it won't have the staying power from the future generations.
Yeah. The one thing I really want to see is the controller, because I'm
Oh, yeah.
so worried about that thing being a monstrosity that costs like $100.
We'll go to that next. On the controller front, what does it need to be so that it doesn't suck? I mean, there's talk of the touchscreen controller, there's talk of a camera, there's talk of continue like the Wii remote style stuff.
I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago on SideScrollers. I saw an article, and I think IGN did it or GameSpot did it or somebody did it, to where they looked at the previews, the rumors that were coming out before the Wii, and they were like, this is gonna have this is gonna have this, and none of it was right. None of it. They're like
the same rumors.
It's the exact same rumors. So like, do I think that there's going to be some sort of new controller that we've never seen before? Yeah. Do I think it's going to have some touchscreen? Probably. I'm sure there's something to it. Do I think it's going to look like a giant TV that you hold? I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think
hope not.
If they're going for the hardcore game, I don't think anybody wants that. But with that said, I do think that they're going, once again, I'll throw this out. Nintendo's a lot smarter than us, and they're going to make something that we're all going to go woo and clap and be pandas for. All
right.
What were we going to say?
I totally got derailed by the pandas thing, but one thing, another thought I was thinking about was they've always been really, like, I think they will do something, and a screen kind of makes sense because with the GameCube, they were really big on, well, they started getting the technology of plugging in your Game Boy Advance, you know, and where you get the screen and like little interactive stuff with like Zelda 4 Swords and stuff. That was really cool. And then with the Wiimote, even then, you remember there's that speaker, you know, that they did the little things like, you know, it would make the little sounds
Which
to try and
totally got
immerse you.
completely underutilized.
Right.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next console, which I don't know if you are or not, but I think the most important thing that they're going to bring up, if they really want to get the hardcore audience, they need to say, hey, we had this online component for the Wii, and it sucked. We totally fucked that up, and this new one is going to be way better.
It needs to embrace online.
Yes.
I definitely want to see it better online, because how excited were all of you guys when you first heard of Smash on the Wii and it was going to have online?
Oh yeah,
You know, I was like,
absolutely.
yes, and it was just so
played
laggy.
like hell. All right, but still on the Nintendo front, we
sorry.
can't ignore the 3DS. Now 3DS has been out for several months, and we've always kind of said we've already been bored with it. And sure, they got like Ocarina of Time coming in, the Star Fox remakes. What do they need to do, or what do they have to do to reinvigorate your interest in the handheld? Because right now, like, it's just kind of there. It clearly came out way too early. Is it going to be overshadowed by the cafe?
Yeah, it'll be overshadowed by the cafe. I think absolutely. But they need to go down the line and say, this is coming out in June, this is coming out in July, this is coming out in August, this is coming out in September and October, November, December, and just go straight down the line and say, this is what you have to look forward to later this year. We realize that a lot of you already bought it, and there's been rumors of a potential 3DS price drop already. Like, seriously? Really?
Yes!
You know, like,
I waited for a reason.
If that's the case, I think that's going to turn a lot of people off.
Oh, it'll piss off a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I think their press conference is pretty much going to go like, this is some cool new technology we want to implement with the 3DS, then here's a bunch of lineup of games, and then they're going to go on the cafe stuff.
Yeah, probably. Okay, we'll move off of Nintendo then. Next up, I think
Sony.
most people are interested in Sony. Why? Because they've had some trouble recently, and I think the biggest thing is that people want to see is how Sony is going to address the whole PlayStation Network fiasco. So, the question to you guys, what can they say, or how will they go about it to make people continue their support in the brand?
I don't know, but they can't suck more than they did last year. Last year's, that was so boring.
Well, they did say this year's is only going to be an hour and a half instead of 2.5 hours. So that's good news.
Hooray.
The only slightly entertaining part of last year was when Kevin Butler came out, and then it was like entertaining for like 5 minutes, and then I went back to like almost falling asleep. I think Jose fell asleep when we were watching it.
Really?
Yeah, the three of us were. I
let's
was
go
falling
figure.
asleep in my chair.
It was bad, but yeah, I don't know.
I think
they're gonna step it up.
I learned this really early on when I was doing like MC work and such for, you know, at different events. My boss said something to me that struck very, very much a chord to me. He said, if you're ever on stage and you screw up, everybody knows you screwed up, right? Don't try to hide it. Just throw it out there so everybody knows you screwed up, and then you can move on.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Sony's gonna have to do. They're gonna come out and go, listen,
We fucked up.
this is fucked up, man. Sorry, you know, and they'll address it in the first 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time they're gonna try to woo us with everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things they need to do is maybe using Kevin Butler is go about it in a very humorous way.
Right.
Like if they address it and make light of it and make fun of themselves, then people are like, ah ha 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 ha, and then we can look past it and move on. If they don't do that, they're just going to be digging themselves a hole. They'll have this scar forever on them.
Yeah.
They preview like a fake game that's like Identity Theft the game, you know, or something like that.
I don't know if that'd go over very well, but yeah, I think that yeah, you're right. They do have to make fun of themselves for it for sure, and they do have to admit that something happened. But just coming back to that, it's just amazing that whoever it is, whether it was anonymous or whoever hacked or whoever is still hacking Sony, like whatever their goal was, whether it was to piss off gamers or piss off the consumers or lower their stock or whatever it is, they've been successful.
Oh yeah.
They've been successful in it, and you know, and it's funny because I've said this all along. It's not Sony's fault, and I know that people blame me because they go, well, it is Sony's fault because they didn't have enough protection on their stuff. Well, in a perfect world, and I realize this is in a perfect world.
You can say that in any hindsight. If someone gets hacked, well, you didn't have enough protection. Clearly.
Yeah, I think ultimately, you know, they're gonna have to own up and say we did screw up, even though I personally don't feel like they did screw up. So
they did in some aspects, from what I've been reading. It's just like certain security measures, not like it wasn't they didn't have like they didn't have enough protection. It was like stuff that was supposed to be like standard for protection.
Sure.
They didn't have in some areas, and so that, and I can see them owning up to that. But yeah, I mean, obviously the cause is not their fault. You know, it's not like they programmed something wrong and it died forever. It's because somebody fucked them over.
I think I'm living in a fantasy world to where I just think that there should be hacking and there should be that stuff, and I realize that I'm living in a world of unicorns and rainbows and such, but I don't know. It's just
we're getting off topic. Bring it back to E3.
Oh,
now, much like the 3DS, now Sony last year touted the NGP, and it's been pretty quiet on that front. So I'm sure that you're gonna have the NGP this year, which right now is being rumored to be named a PlayStation Vita. V-I-T-A. Vita.
Their solution, their thing with that was like, oh, the PSP is not working. Let's make a new handheld. How much shit can we cram into it? So
Front touchscreen, back touchscreen, 3G capabilities.
Yeah, I'm only interested in seeing it to laugh at, and that's kind of bad. I guess I should go in with a open mind, but like, I just want to see how much shit they're trying to cram into this and how it's going to be utilized.
It's really going to depend on what games they can come out with it. Because I know they already said like they have the new Uncharted game on there, but the first thing it showed was using a touchscreen to climb a ladder. You know what's a great way to climb a ladder? Pressing up.
But no, you're kidding me.
Look how
This is how you climb ladders,
realistic.
Jared.
The thing that drives me nuts about that is that the designers who do this, they grew up playing games. They know that we don't want to do this because they didn't want to do this growing up. If anybody thought that climbing a rope by doing this makes you want to play a game, their gamer card gets taken away. Screw you guys. Anyways, yeah, so what's up?
That's all. Just asking about the NGP. Is there anything that they can do or make you guys interested in it or even want to buy one?
They're gonna do something cool and new.
It all comes down to the games, like
Yep.
you said.
I highly doubt I will purchase an NGP.
All right, and finally, the last big E3 is going to be Microsoft, which for the most part, they've been pretty quiet. I mean, there's a lot of big talk about Nintendo's new console, Sony's got the whole PlayStation Network fiasco and the NGP, and Microsoft is...
They're the snake in the weeds right now.
So that being said, is there anything that they can do that'll make this year's worthwhile? Because right now what I'm anticipating is another year of Gears of War, Halo, and Call of Duty, which is exactly what they did last year.
I think they're gonna preview their next console. I really think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so on that.
I think it would be a huge mistake, especially since they haven't said anything about it. If they were to say this is their new console, which once again we haven't heard anything. We don't know if they are even thinking about developing a new console. But especially since Nintendo's gotten all the pub about a new console, and they were to say, "Oh, we have this new console out," they'd get an initial pop. But everybody wants to see Nintendo's new console, you know, and having them debut it with zero lead-in makes no sense. So.
It depends on how they play it. If it's just like, oh, we've got one too, but if they like just start showing gameplay, if they put together a really good presentation, you know, and then I don't know if they announce it right, I think it could be really.
I think they're waiting to what Nintendo announces on their new console
they can
before
undo it.
they do anything about their next console. Because, I mean, even look at it with the 360 and PlayStation 3, now they got the Kinect and the PlayStation Move. Microsoft and Sony is always looking at Nintendo and kind of seeing what their move is and how they can capitalize on that. So after Nintendo says what their new console is going to be, then Microsoft's going to look at, okay, that's what they got, how can we do it better? So I don't know if they'll have a new console this year, but they did say that this year was going to be the year of hardcore Kinect games.
That's kind of what I was
That was
wondering
last
too.
year.
No, last year was bullshit Kinect games, but...
Yeah, everybody had to wear laser vests
Isn't that
and then
kinda
they put on the fucking Zoomanity show.
Isn't that kind of like an oxymoron? Like the
Hardcore Connect?
Yeah, hardcore Connect
Yeah.
games. Really? I mean,
Well, they did say that the Star Wars Connect game that was teased last year is going to be at this year's E3 and probably playable.
question: would you buy Connect just for the Star Wars game?
Well, I bought it just for
Dance Central.
Dance Central, so probably. Honestly, for something like the Star Wars game, I would honestly need to try it first.
Yeah.
Because just looking at it did not look very good.
Well, it's
from the
hard to do
trailer.
that stuff right, but if they did, I could see it being really cool. Yeah, like you force blast people, you know, and
Well,
like.
here's the thing about that though, is that when you're doing those motions, the Kinect only reads your silhouette. So if you do this, it doesn't read that. It reads these motions out here. So like if you're going towards the camera, there's no 3D. It doesn't read you three-dimensionally.
It has like it'll know where your hand is. So if your hand goes forward, it'll
Well,
say,
it'll read from this motion to there, sure. But
get in front of you too.
what's that?
It'll get in front of you too.
I don't know. The way it's always been explained to me is that it just reads your silhouette.
I've done Dance Central enough to know. It knows where my hands are.
All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know.
Either way, the game doesn't look very good.
No, and just the whole idea of them, you know that they're going to be connect the entire
Yeah.
time, and
I hope they don't though. I really hope. I mean, I know they will, but
you're speaking way too logically.
I
You're speaking
know.
as a gamer.
I
That
know.
doesn't make any sense. Stop that.
So, yeah, I think it's just going to be another year of Connect, Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty.
I think
I'm
you're right.
Peter Molyneux will come out and say something out of his ass
about some game he's been working on.
about his
forever.
1 second game or frickin' whatever, and then move on and disappear off the stage as it gets shuffled off before he
Well, that's
embarrasses them
going
more.
terribly out of control,
Yep.
taking over global defense.
Okay, that's the middle segment.
And there you go.
That's your E3 talk.
E3 preview 2011 is hardcore. Don't forget,
Yeah.
all of our E3 coverage will be next week on ScrewAttack.com. All right,
Hardcore Connect.
there you go. So now it's time for the SideScroller News Desk.
Hit the music that's always been here.
Okay. Hey, a couple G1s sent in some stories this past week.
Oh, cool.
So way to go. Both named John. John, one of the guys behind. You may know John from various things like living in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, John Brunage.
What up, John?
Thanks, John.
And then there's another G1 just called John. He didn't include his G1 name, so what up, John? All right, so let's go to the first one. This one comes from Florida.
Yes!
Yeah.
Both these,
It's been a while, Florida.
So it's up to the G1s
yeah.
to make up for the lackluster
Yeah.
weeks. All right.
Both G1s contributed to Florida Talk this week. This one comes from Florida, where St. Lucie County. I don't know.
Okay.
Hesperia, Florida. There you go. Where the sheriff department came to a house and there was water all over the place, all over the floor, all over the stairs, everything. It was just flooded.
Okay.
What would cause that?
I would assume, like, bathtub?
A
Pipe
toilet
breaking?
broke.
Yeah, something.
Well, she was this woman
Left the bathtub on.
spent the night with her husband, who they're in the process of separating. They figured they'd give it one more shot and
Yeah.
reconcile, right? And see if they see.
Waterbed?
No.
They reconciled the hell out of that bed. Sorry.
Well, apparently their common bond was getting drunk and shooting guns, because she got out her rifle and they were shooting at she was shooting at her husband's wardrobe in the closet, and she missed and hit the washing machine instead, thus flooding their entire house.
Wow.
Yes.
They came home to this?
No.
God.
No, they were at their house.
Okay.
Just kind of hanging out, doing a little drinking, getting out the guns.
Good with alcohol.
Gunplay.
Gunplay.
right.
Yes.
So then the husband goes, "Hey, how about we get around and shoot some stuff in the house?" So guess what? They go to the.
This is why I fell in love with you. Like, we never just shoot our house anymore. You know?
Well, they apparently missed, hit the washing machine, and the washing machine just.
What do you mean missed? What was the target in the
Probably
first
went
place?
through the wall.
He went through the wall. Yeah, exactly. Bingo. So apparently
God.
the
I bet I could hit that picture of us in our wedding days. Blam!
Yeah.
Damn it.
the deputies asked for a written sworn statement from the lady, She said, "I'll try my best, but I'm drunk." Which is something you probably don't want to be telling. What's an AR-15? You're a big gun guy. Is
An
that
AR-15?
AR-15?
Holy
That's
crap!
a huge ass rifle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're shooting with. So,
God, dude, how'd you like to be their neighbors? That'd be scary
Yeah.
as hell, man.
Yeah. So, anyways.
He's actually a Vietnam vet. Not again! Ah!
All right.
God. That's terrifying, dude. That's terrifying. Fucking Florida.
Let's go to Florida.
Oh,
Fort Walton Beach, where a man was called, his wife called 911 on him. First off, I just want you to look at this guy.
he looks like Santa Claus.
This guy's face, he looks like a drunk Santa Claus.
He does.
Drunk Santa Claus was,
looks upset.
Looks like Santa Claus has been through a lot.
he was charged with
He's having a
battery.
bad day. Oh, there we go.
75 years old, charged with battery of his wife, right? After the wife called the cops on him. And he groped her buttocks, as in grabbed her ass.
Okay.
And she told him to turn down the loud music and to not touch her. That's why she called the cops, right? And the kicker of the story is that the guy was like, "Yeah, okay, I grabbed her ass, I groped her." Which, you know, if your wife, don't you think you can grab her ass whenever you
Yeah.
want? I think that's like a rule.
You get
That is
free
kind
reign.
of a rule. I'm sorry.
I think there's rules that when you get married, you can grab your wife's butt whenever you
Why do
want.
you think
but
Chad's getting married?
That's right. It's just the
Hey-o.
rule.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ass grabbing.
Anyways, the cops show up,
Finally.
but he just didn't know what the deal was, why he was getting arrested. He said, "I don't know what her problem is. She just won't let me party." And this is a 75-year-old man.
Party.
75-year-old man at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Wake up, bitch! It's party time.
At 2 a.m., the deputy showed up and he goes, "Yep, party time." I don't know, ridiculous. So, way to go. Congratulations.
His definition of
75-year-old Santa.
partying is turning up the TV loud and grabbing some ass.
Damn right.
I'm
Santa
gonna go to
Claus,
his parties, damn.
Santa Claus knows how to throw down.
All right, final story. Let's go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Home of the Liberty Bell.
And Philly cheesesteaks that I think are still in my stomach.
Yeah, that possibility. I heard we need to go to another one up there. There's another one that's not those two.
Oh yeah, the third one that everybody
yeah,
likes.
who knows, but whatever.
Next time.
Yeah, next time we're in Philly, we'll definitely go up there. But a woman woke up Tuesday morning to find something wrong in her house. There was something suspicious about when she walked out into her living room.
There were people sleeping in it.
A man sleeping on her couch. A burglar was sleeping on her couch, not just sleeping, but sleeping on her couch with a beer in his hand, laying there with the beer in his hand. Congratulations. The burglar woke up.
He's a burglar in the world.
Yeah, he had been drunk on multiple cans of beer, and he was snoozing there. And the burglar woke up and ran out of the house with the beer still in his hand, and the woman said she was calling the police. Upon arrival, state troopers found that the man had cut the screen door, getting into the woman's house. But when canvassing the neighborhood, guess what? There's a man walking down the street, just strolling down the street, and
Holding a beer.
holding a beer, just hanging out, just walking on down, fitting the guy's description. And guess what? He was taken in on charges of burglary, theft, and drug possession. What do you know?
Dude, what did he steal? Just the beer?
Yeah, just the beer, and then he got tired and took a nap.
He gets in there, just taking stuff. Oh man, stealing's really hard work. You better relax. Thud.
Can you just imagine this guy? Like, what's his logic? Like,
It's like, what time is it? I really want to get drunk. Oh, everything's closed. Wait a minute.
this old lady may have beer.
Yeah, he just breaks into someone's house to drink. And he doesn't even leave. That's the best, like,
Yeah. Like, you can kind of
Was
see
he
his
homeless?
logic. People do stupid things when they're drunk, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are not logical that are logical once you've had, 6 or 7 or 8, 10 beers, right? And
I can totally wake up before she does.
yeah, and you got to think that's probably what his logic was, But sure enough, he probably passed out, and there you go. He gets arrested and put in jail.
why wouldn't he just take the beer elsewhere and then drink?
Like the front lawn, like most people.
Go sit on the couch in the front lawn that's
Yeah.
there.
That's
Anyways.
so weird. What would you do?
Having last night's pizza.
Like, seriously, what would you do if you came like downstairs or like you woke up and there's just somebody passed out on your couch? Like,
I would walk downstairs and I go, and just take a few steps back and go, okay.
well, I mean, like your first
Lock the
thought
door.
isn't gonna be burglar. Like, if there's somebody sleeping on your couch, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
Did the wife, like, did somebody need to stay? Like, you know, I'd be like,
No,
What did I do last night?
my first thought would not be, did the wife have a guy sleep over?
no, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's such a casual position to find somebody and you're not expecting that they're a threatening person, you know what I'm saying? Your first thought?
Yeah, I guess, but
You're like, hey, who are you? Oh, fuck! You know, and they just like go running.
I would probably grab a knife before I said, hey, who are you?
I would grab an AR-15.
Yes.
There you go. All right,
Just
through the
start
couch.
shooting.
there you go. That is the news desk for this week. Let's move on to forum questions. Excellent.
Yep.
We need some sort of like light that comes from your computer.
What?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cheese McClevitz wants to know, if you had a child that asked for a video game on his birthday that you knew was subpar, would you get it for him or talk him into getting a better one?
So if the kid wants a birthday,
He wants a game that you know is bad.
Yeah.
okay, well, what is bad though? I guess that's my bad to me may not be bad to somebody else, and I
Well,
can only suggest.
going by your personal preference. So like, there's a game that you think is horrible, but your kid really wants it.
Once again, I think that you need to learn the hard way, and that if you want to buy the game and you're really hard set on buying the game, I think you let them buy the game.
Here's the thing. You have to just go with it. Kids focus in, like whatever it is that
Yeah.
makes them want something, they want it. You know, so like even if you're like, okay, no, that sucks, and you try and talk him out of it and be like, but I'll get you this game, the kid will then resent the good game and only further glorify the bad game. So I agree with Craig. Let them play the shitty game, and then after they play it, you'd be like, oh hey, I got you this game a few weeks later or something, and then have them play the good game.
I would get him the game even though I know it sucks. He's gonna play it. He realizes it sucks. He's gonna cry, and I'm gonna watch him cry. And then I'm gonna kneel down, look at him right in the eyes, and say, "That's why you listen to me." I'm gonna be a great dad.
You're gonna be a horrible dad.
With all the best games.
That's some good parenting.
No
that is.
sucky games in my household.
Scary.
All right.
Well, now we have a video question from the Chicken Man 348.
Hey guys, this is G1 the Chicken Man 348, and I was wondering, if you had the opportunity to make a movie out of any video game of your choosing, regardless whether you wanted it to be good or bad, like you personally, you did everything yourself, what video game would you pick, and why? And Craig, I know it's not my birthday, but since you asked, I have to do it. Right there. All for you.
I don't know what I'm more disturbed at. Jared's face, or that guy putting a Dreamcast
I just
on
like
his
the
crotch
way he
and then
did it.
saying, all for me. But you're wrong, dude, Chicken Man. It's all for us.
Don't bring me into this.
I just like the. That's right.
Yeah.
All for you.
What was the question again?
Yeah,
I got sidetracked.
Movies that we want to make if
that's
we
right,
were just
that's
to
right.
make it.
But we have to do everything ourselves. Okay. So, Pong.
Quality.
Done.
Quality question. Quality answer.
Moving
on.
I'll make fun.
Moving, is that
That's it. You guys are all getting. What,
I'm on board with that.
I've been playing a lot of XCOM recently. I would do an XCOM movie somehow.
I was going for easy effort.
Oh, easy.
I will finish mine
Oh.
way before you.
Easy effort game? Burger Time.
Burger time. I knew it. I was about to do that. All right.
Let's go to Burger King and
It'd be a documentary.
Yeah. Well, you have to. That'd be kind of gross because you have to walk on them, you know, and like that'd be nasty. I wouldn't want to eat that afterwards.
artist interpretation, Chad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
It takes some
Burger time.
liberties.
You just drop it all together, but you have to have egg on it.
The end.
And like,
It actually probably end up being a horror movie, all about Chef
Freaking
Pepper, and just have all these monster hot
Yeah.
dogs and eggs and stuff chasing after you.
Our first ever top 10 was top 10 worst place to die in a video game. Maybe it was the second one.
By a
And
hot
like
dog?
number 6 was getting chased by a wiener. That's
terrifying.
That is one of the most terrifying things.
And there is no escape. All you can do is keep making burgers.
I'm all out of pepper. You know?
Right?
All right, what else?
Awesome. Next up, we have another video question. This time by Juan Radkenster.
Hey, ScrewAttack, Julian Radkenster here. If you could have one cheat code for real life, which one would it be and why? Thanks.
Generally, I'd like to answer that question with like or I'd answer that with like, I don't know, the ability to throw a fireball, but that's not really a cheat code. You know, we've done
yeah.
like super moves and such. Maybe like Konami code for 30 lives, so I could live way more recklessly. But I think ultimately, I would just want the Game Genie because it's like one big code and you can do whatever you want. So
What if you pick
victory.
one code from all the Game Genie codes?
One code.
One code?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? I would have super jump.
Ah, that was mine.
Super jump from Mario, and I wouldn't be doing ScrewAttack right now. I'd be in the NBA. I'd be jumping over fools to be NBA Jam in real life. It'd be great.
You'd be jumping way
Not
too
the
high,
Olympics or be a superhero, just NBA.
That's right.
Jams it in!
I think everybody would cop out with God mode, so I was gonna choose the jumping one, but I think it'd be fun. But Jared, what would you do?
I would take Doom's IGD cutie and clip through walls.
Very nice.
All right.
Yep.
What else?
That way, when there's not a wall there, and you just kind of go through it, and you just see like this nothingness and beyond. I'd like walk into the floor to see,
Just be like, has anybody
really
seen Jared?
bizarre.
Hi guys, stop it! You know, like.
What else?
Next up,
then I would burgle.
Burgle the shit out of some stuff. But it couldn't go through the walls
Yeah,
with you.
Damn!
There's this like bag of money being dragged along the wall. Anyway, G1 Packduck asks, since every PlayStation Network user is going to have PlayStation Plus, do you think Sony is going to hold back on what discounts and free content they offer?
It's only for a month though. Isn't
It's
that
only
right?
for a month.
That's
I
a
think
good
they might, dude.
question. I don't think they would.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then people would call shenanigans on them right away.
We'd never know.
Wait, was that chicanery? Did they call
Chicanery.
chicanery on them?
Absolutely. Sean Connery, Shicannery. What?
They call Sean Connery on him.
That's right.
Anyway,
Just Sean Connery just busting through a wall. Grah.
rue the day you limited my PlayStation Plus. Anyway,
I agree.
wow, we got derailed.
No, that's a good question. I don't think they would. Because like they have a set service, and like one of the benefits of PlayStation Plus is the fact that you get all these discounts and things. And if they take that away, which basically makes PlayStation Plus just PlayStation, people will get pissed off, and they'll be able to see through the smoke.
The only thing is, we'll never know. We'll never know what comes up and somebody's like I know they're not gonna like really drastically reduce it or anything like that, but they may hold off on something that they could potentially lose out a lot of money on because they're like, dude, everybody has PlayStation Plus right now. Let's save that for
Possibly.
Like the next month.
I think there's a possibility in that, but I do think that they have to throw a dog a bone. I know they're already throwing a dog a bone with the PlayStation Plus, but part of the PlayStation Plus and use of that is the premium service. So you gotta at least allow. If you're going to hold things back, you got to at least have a mirage that you're not holding things back in another way. So,
agreed.
right,
Probably a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, nice one.
That was a good question. I like that. All right, it's time for birthdays. First up, T-Dude64, who is looking piercingly at us while holding a Dreamcast over his crotch.
Indeed.
All right. Next up, Funky W Boy 91, who couldn't find a Dreamcast, but he found a Sega Saturn and held it up. He's wearing a pretty cool Sonic shirt.
There's exceptions to everything, and we're going to allow this because he made the effort.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Craig and his stipulations is that this picture has to be taken specifically for this, not a picture that you just had lying around.
Yes.
And be pretty much relevant. Next up, Renoa 19, and she's holding the Dreamcast off to the side, not over her crotch like you want it, but.
The rule was, if you're a girl, you just had to take a picture of yourself. That was the rule. So we allow that. So once again, we're going to hold on to that rule. If you're a girl, once again, trying to broaden the sex appeal, the numbers here. Guys like girls, Jared, don't you?
Yeah, Jared.
Yeah, Jared.
Yeah, what?
Anyway, so if you are a girl and it is your birthday this week, make sure you take a picture this week. And
what's the stipulation?
I'm about to announce it this week for the guy.
I got excited.
This week, for all males, your stipulation, and if it is your birthday this week, and this one's gonna be crazy fun, I want you to find an NES Game Genie, right? And I want you to pretend, I want 2 Game Genies on your hands, just like this.
Whoa.
You know he has 2.
It's like your Vega from Street Fighter. I just want you just like this.
Vega has 1 claw.
No. We're going 2 claws this week.
You just made it so hard.
All right, fine.
Fine,
1 claw, just like this, but I want both fists up, just like this. You can get your Game Genie right here and go. You don't even have to have the mask.
Somebody get on a fence. Somebody get on a fence and I'll be really happy.
If you make that happen, your birthday will be announced on SideScrollers this week. I just realized how stupid that sounds. All right, so we're looking for Vega this week, all right? Got it.
Vega Game Genie.
What's wrong, Jared?
Nothing, it's great.
All right. You're a lying fool. All right, there you go. That is SideScrollers for this week. Oh man, hopefully you enjoyed it. It was such a good time, and I know Jared's having a good time right now.
Oh, congrats everybody on existing, by the way.
Yeah, way to go. Don't forget, next week, no SideScrollers. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be so sad, but you can still hang out with us every day on ScrewAttack.com as we bring you E3
Like no
from
one
LA.
else can.
Yes, so you know that'll be the distinct ScrewAttack flair. We'll have hard news, and guess what? The boys from Epic Battle Axe will be joining forces with us at E3 as well. So it's going to be a great time. Hopefully we'll see you guys on the site, and if you guys are going to be at E3, make sure you stop and say what's up. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
This is my last SideScrollers as a bachelor. Holy crap.
What, are you freaking out now? You getting cold feet?
No,
yeah,
I don't
pretty
need it
good.
at all. I'm excited, it's just crazy.
Next time, do this. Do this, because next time you're going to have a ring on your finger.
Yep.
Starts weighing
Right
your hand
there.
down. Anyways.
Whoa!
No, I'm just kidding. Love you, baby. All right. Metaphor. Anyways, that is SideScrollers this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll see you guys next week, or 2 weeks from now, when we return from LA. We'll see you guys then. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Professional Jared.
For SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com.